Good evening, everyone. New information tonight coming out about a series of hoax threats on schools all over Utah.
It came out of a task force that is looking closely at school safety and security. Fox 13 News political reporter Ben Winslow has the story from Utah's Capitol Hill.
Authorities say they know who is behind a series of hoax calls that claimed a mass shooting at schools across Utah.
There's very good intelligence that hoax came from outside the United States, spoofed off of a line that they were able to get access to, voice over internet.
At a hearing on Capitol Hill on Tuesday, a newly created state school safety task force met for the first time. They were briefed on the incident. Utah's Department of Public Safety says it's possible our incidents are connected to others around the country. The FBI is now investigating.
We are aware of several of these hoaxes that have been conducted around the entire nation. In fact, some 300 plus hoaxes that have taken place this year.
On March 29th, 11 phone calls were made starting in Cache County and spreading across the state to Washington and Uintah counties over the span of several hours. The threats triggered police response and panic from parents, but law enforcement did respond quickly.
And then we sent out an alert to help prevent over mitigation, and this did help with a couple other counties down the line where their school resource officers were actively patrolling the school, making sure nothing was happening, and then they were able to be the only responders in that case because it just wasn't necessary.
The task force, made up of police, policymakers, and school leaders, is now looking at what they can do better in the future.
There's a lot of good that we learned from that and a lot of things to improve on.
The point of this task force is to enhance school safety, but we learned there are still some schools across Utah that don't have basic security measures.
We have schools that don't have working intercom systems, schools that don't have locks on interior doors. We have schools that still have keys and not badge access. And so, for example, in some rural areas where I live, if a substitute is out on the playground and doesn't have a key to get back in the building, the kids have to wait till somebody comes and opens the door to let them back in the building. So we have some basic safety and security needs that are much needed in our state.
That will be among many items the task force hopes to tackle in the coming months, including hiring a statewide safety officer and pushing police to train for faster response times.
I think that the number one thing on parents' names right now when it comes to schools is not how well their students are doing academically, it's whether they're safe.
On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.